Hello good people, it's me David, hopefully having a fantastic day. I'm just here in Bangkok at the moment, but I plan to go back to Japan pretty soon. What I'll be working on is, number one, my PhD in artificial intelligence and digital transformation. What it's based on is culture and how to introduce foreign programs into Japan that adapt them so that they're culturally acceptable. So I'll be going back very soon, just finishing a few things here in Bangkok. But at the same time, what I will be doing is working on a concept called Nippon Assist. What Nippon Assist will do is make it easier for people to go live, work in Japan. When you first go somewhere, it doesn't really matter where you're going. It's always a little bit tricky, daunting. A little bit of anxiety and worry involved, and so we'll be organising assistance to go out and help people move to Japan, but also find accommodation, telephone contracts, read the contracts as well, know what you're getting into, visa form fill outs, driver's licenses, and everything like that. Everything that you need when you're thinking about moving to another country, those services will be provided. Also legal advice, tax advice as well. One that I'd like to talk to you all about today is the Akiya movement, we might like to say in English, where more and more houses are becoming available because they have not been occupied for many, many years. This is actually a fantastic opportunity for people to go to Japan and to experience Japan, live outside of the cities and get more involved in the countryside. As myself, I lived in Kagoshima, the southernmost part of the 4 main islands of Japan. Very much what you would consider the countryside, and not many people there compared to, say, Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, Fukuoka for that matter. An incredible opportunity to experience the countryside Japanese culture. Now, it was just an unforgettable experience, and every day that I'm here in Bangkok, I think about Kagoshima and how I could go back there, because it was just that fantastic of an experience. But not only that, you have other places that very few people know about, like Shizuoka or Kumamoto or Tottori, maybe Akita. These places are just not on every tourist's map when they're thinking of Japan. But for me personally, these are some of the best places you could ever go. So imagine you could rent for 1 month a home in, we'll just say, Kumamoto. Okay. Now, there'll be a bicycle available. There'll be maps to everywhere you want to go available. You'll be able to press one button to speak to a translator who can help you if you get stuck with anything. And staff will be available in that local area that you are. So if you do have a problem, you can just call and say, "Please help me," and someone would be able to come around and help. And being Japan, that would be very reliable. If people had that kind of service available, they would definitely prefer that than living in a small hotel with no kitchen, really nowhere to sit and just relax, take a time out. I do think that the idea to stay in what could be just considered a guest house, I guess, would be a fantastic option for some people. Imagine people in the tech community who may be working on a 30 or 60-day project, and they don't really need to be going to the office every day. They can communicate online, so they could just end up going to some of these guest houses and staying there. Now, for investors, a nice renovated guest house in Japan outside of the main cities would probably cost US $150,000, and probably an extra US $10,000 just for the licensing requirements, just to make sure that the house is maintained to the right standards required. We do have a partner who is involved in hotels and accommodation in Japan and understands the requirements, and that will be part of the business, of course, of guest houses. But the fact is that people would be wanting to stay at these places, and each month, you know, the revenue from the house could probably be around about the US $2,000 to $3,000 mark, because when you look at it, it could probably be a little bit less than a hotel in price, and that would be very desirable for people because they're also getting a larger room. So for example, if I stay 1 month in Japan in a hotel, I'm probably paying US $2,500 for a reasonable hotel. So imagine if I could do that, but at a guest house, a much larger place that has a bicycle, that has maps to go to different places in the countryside. Also has a list of people in the region who may want to communicate and talk to you and show you around. I think that for investors, this is a fantastic opportunity. It's a long-term investment, but the interest in Japan is not decreasing. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs, tech people right now here in Bangkok that are staying here that are looking for other options. And I think Japan offers that. Number one, for a lot of people, they can stay for 3 months on a tourist visa. They don't even have to apply before they go, especially Australians, New Zealanders, Canadians, Americans, the British, most of Europe as well. So there's no real problem with the visa. The Japanese government, if you're a foreigner remote working for in Japan on a tourist visa, there's really been no real issue with that. I've met a lot of people that have worked for large corporations that have turned up in a tourist visa. They just have a week of work to do there, but because they're paid back in their home country, the Japanese government doesn't even worry about that. Some countries don't have that kind of relaxed environment or conditions or policies. So it's a fantastic opportunity when you think about it. I want a holiday for a month from where I am. I want to go to a beautiful country, maybe not in the city, somewhere I can relax and be calm and get to see the real side of that country. Well, Japan offers that. And these guest houses, the akiya in Japanese, are really a great idea. So my idea is that around one city, there might be 2 or 3 guest houses that people can stay in. So across Japan, across the 47 prefectures, there's one main capital city. And we could have 2 or 3 little guest houses in different prefectures. Also make sure that people understand how they can get to and from other guest houses. We have a booking system where all the guest houses are into the reservation system, so people can actually book 1 week here, 1 week there, 1 week over there. And when they do, they get a map of how they can get to each one. The Shinkansen, the bullet train, the regular train as well. Number they can call if they get stuck, if they need a translator. If that's available, people are going to desire it and they're going to want to take advantage of this kind of option when they're thinking about places to go. So I think it's a really good opportunity, and that's what I'm going back to Japan to work on, as well as my PhD. So if you're interested in this opportunity, please do contact me. I'll send you the one-page information I have, which really contains everything you need to know. Because I do think that it's something that should really be started in Japan as soon as possible, because there is a lot of interest and it's never going to die down. Japan is one of those countries that just always intrigues people, and it's always a fantastic opportunity. So I'd like more people to go, and Japan is. I think it's hit 2 million foreigners living there for the first time, and more tourists are going, and it's becoming more affordable as well. This is another very important factor in people going to Japan. Some other countries that people have traditionally gone to are becoming more expensive. So the fact that Japan is becoming more economical, more affordable to a lot of people, it's a fantastic opportunity to get involved on the ground floor, to start getting more people in Japan and providing them with beautiful guest houses that they can stay at. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Contact me if you want more information, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Okay, have a fantastic day. Bye for now.